Hey guys, welcome back to day 3 of our intro to watercolors. Today we've already gone through our 17 different individual techniques. Today for number 18 is going to be an open prompt. You can choose anything you see around your room, around your house, grab something small, maybe a leaf in nature, anything that you feel like you just want to test out some of our techniques in more of a practical sense. Today I'll show you guys in the video, but I'm going to be drawing a little birdhouse. I got it at Michael's for a few bucks, painted it and decorated it. I'm going to be using that as something I'm going to be drawing, but you're going to be seeing a lot of different techniques, some pulling from some of the line and pen techniques and videos that we've done. So just pick anything that you see around your room, something you think would be fun to draw, and let's experiment and have fun with it. Don't feel like it has to look perfect, especially if this is one of your first times doing a watercolor drawing. It is something to experiment with and just have fun with. Alright, let's get to it. Here's the birdhouse I'm going to be drawing. I made it a while ago, but I mainly wanted to focus on the little heart at the top and the little ladybugs. That's what I'm going to be drawing. Alright, so once I start painting after I have a general sketch down, I start using what I call my local color. So this is the color of my birdhouse without any sort of influence from any outside colors, any shadowing, anything like that. So I started off with a plain green, and then you'll see right now I'm starting to add in a little bit more of my brown. I told you guys in class before that I really like woodsy sort of environments, so I use brown a lot and I mix it in with my colors to make them darker and to also unify all of my colors. So that glazing technique is going to be really important. I used more of a dry brush, wet on wet sort of beginning for it, but now that I've waited for it to dry and I was adding in that extra value of shadows underneath the roof, I really was focusing on that glazing technique of using a little bit more of those browns to warm up and once again unify a lot of my colors. I did a very similar thing by just putting that local color of the red on top of the ladybug, but I'm going to go back over it with pen and brown to darken it up and make sure that it's still sticking with and unifying with the other colors that are on the palette. Now, it's most important that you take your time with this. I know when you're watching it in a time lapse, you think I'm going a lot faster, but with watercolor, I did stop and let it dry down quite often. I started on this a lot earlier actually as I was working on the other exercises because I knew it would take a little bit more of a drying time. So just keep that in mind that it does take time to dry in between layers, and if you keep them thin without a lot of water stacking up, it'll go a lot quicker for you and you'll be able to add a little bit more texture and you'll be able to work a lot quicker as well. So once I had it finally dried down, I had all my colors down, mainly keeping with the idea of a local color and glazing on top any sort of extra value or darker area. I'm going over top of it with my ink just to add a little bit more detail and a little extra value and shadow as well. I like to use it to add up any shadowed areas, like I said, and also any sort of details that might have been harder to use with like a black watercolor. I wouldn't use a black watercolor over some of my ladybug details. It's a lot easier with pen, and so that's kind of what I'm sticking to. And the same thing with, inside the heart and adding extra shadows and bringing out that flower on top a little bit more. So here is our final page, all completed. I hope you guys had a fun time with this and had a fun time creating it into a final finished artwork. For the rest of the week, we're going to be focusing on more ways that we can use watercolor in our landscapes and our outside drawings, and I hope you guys have fun experimenting with this. Alright, I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.